excited to have you here in our diocese because our partnership with the Diocese of Masasi has been a long one. And over the years, the partnership group began to think about how we could help Masasi in a concrete way instead of just visiting. So you're here studying to get a Bachelor of Theology at McGill.
Yeah.
And you've just finished one term and done very well.
Yes.
In your third language, writing papers in not your mother tongue, not Swahili, but English.
Yes.
Well done.
Thank you so much. It was one of the experience of learning to adapt a new system of education. McGill University used different system of education, different like the system we are using back home.
Mm-hmm.
So it was kind of funny sometimes, and I really enjoyed the classes. Very good course, very good professors. They have very good supporting students to catch up things well. Yeah, it was very amazing.
So tell me, what do you expect to be able to bring home? What is this time of schooling going to give you?
Yes, my expectations, and I think also
Bishop James's.
Bishop James' expectations, okay, with the people of Masasi expectations, is whatever I get here, I have to bring back home. So it's like I'm a seed.
You're a seed, yeah.
I'm a seed. So this theological training I received from McGill and Dio, Montreal Diocese Theological College. Whatever I learn is part of looking back home and see how I can switch some of the very important tools I receive here, some of very important materials I get from the McGill University and the Dio Theological College. I bring back home. As you know, I am the rector of St. Cyprian Theological College. It's almost like Dio, and we are trained the priest there. So I just see the difference we have between our practice back home and the way you practice here. And then I want to see how I can switch some of the things that is very essential and very good that I learned from here. And I have now a lot of things that I have already learned, and I think it will be very useful to inject them.
Some of the new things.
Yes, to go back home and trying to adapt some of the methodologies. But also, you know, I pay visit in the parishes.
You've been out with me to visit parishes, yes.
So also I learn things, and I learn the way you practice, the way you're managing things. A lot of things I learned. So I will also take them back home. It's like in our Dio, you know, kind of administration I am administrator. So also I learned from Jesse, like how Jesse Zink, our principal, is doing, how he's interacting with the staff and the students. And sometimes I assess myself like, okay, what's my interaction with my staff and my students back home? So I learn, and I'm sure enough I'll bring back home this kind of thing that I'm taking from here. Yeah.
That's great.
But yes, the theological training is amazing. As I said, McGill University has a very good package of theological training. So doctrine and philosophy, and principle, and whatever kind of things will be very good to bring back home. And you know, I sometimes preach. I'm sometimes attending services in Tanzania, and so you know, now I have changed a lot in terms of the way to read the Bible and try to interpret the Bible, and also try to see a relevance of the Bible, the text, with the needs of the people. Now my experience has been changed a lot because of this training that I have received.
That's great. And you're enjoying your time at Dio, at the college?
Oh yes, it is a multicultural college.
A multicultural college.
Multicultural college, and we really enjoy our French sometimes French services, English services, and we come from different parts of the world, different countries with different culture backgrounds. But I enjoy to be one of the family now of Dio.
Well, and Dio is now Dio and UTC, so it's United Church and Anglican College, and is finding its way into its new existence, its new reality. But you've got students who are quite different from the kinds of theological students you might have met before.
Yes, it's very true.
Not as formal, I would say. What church have you been worshiping at most often?
Most often I am visiting one of the high church parish. It's called St. John the Evangelist. That's where I normally pay visit. And
some people call it the Red Roof Church.
The Red Roof Church, yeah. And so because it is kind of high church service, and I really enjoy.
It's what you're used to back home.
Yeah, normally it's the same like back home.
Lots of vestments and incense and processions and singing. But the choirs are different here than your choirs back home.
Yes. My experience in service is also quite different back home, because you have very structured choir here, very structured. Back home we kind of mix up. We sometimes have this structure choir, but other we have this open, like praise and worship, free worship God, free.
Now, I wanted to say we had Linus for dinner, and I wanted to put on some Tanzanian music in case he was feeling homesick. And I found on Spotify some Tanzanian praise music, and I turned it on, and he went, "Oh," he said, "I know that singer. This is this album, and this is so on." And so it was fun to be able to find some familiar music for you.
Yeah, thank you.
Now you've been involved also with the Primus World Relief and Development Fund too.
Yes.
And so when I was visiting you in Masasi, we went and visited the wells that had been dug near St. Catherine's School.
Yes.
And how important that was. And also All Mothers and Children Count. That was part of the plan of the Primus World Relief and Development Fund activities in Masasi too, right?
Yes, it's very true.
I brought you a pin from the Primus World Relief and Development Fund. Do you have one already?
No.
I gave one to Bishop James, but you're welcome. It's okay. I just thought since you've been involved with that, and that's a pin from the Canadian PWRDF.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's true.
Okay. I want to thank everyone in the diocese who has sent money to the Bishop's Action Appeal to support Linus Buriani being here studying for the Diocese of Masasi, and we're just so pleased to have this multicultural experience ourselves, to have you from Tanzania. I want to thank the Partnership Committee who've done a lot of the work. Father Tyson Rosberg did a tremendous amount of paperwork, and Andy O'Donnell and other members of the Partnership Committee. Jesse Zink also did some work on this. So thank you to all of you for your support, and do invite Linus to come and visit you in your parish. He'd love to come and meet you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Asante sana.
Nashukuru askofu kwa kunikaribisha.